Hey, what is going on, guys? I am finally flipping through my Inktober 25 sketchbook, so I'm very much so looking forward to doing this. This is I believe, my fourth year participating in Inktober, fourth or fifth. I actually don't entirely remember. But I hope you guys enjoy. And I will be talking about each page as I'm going through it. You might hear some noises. My parents are getting roof work done, so let's just hop right into it. The first prompt was mustache. This was my little intro page, and I did this right when the right when the list got announced. I went through and wrote all of them down, so you can actually see some remainders of my original pencil. But I did go through and use my ink pen more so, or rather my dip pen, for all of this. This prompt was mustache. I sketched this out and drew it a couple days, I want to say a week or two in advance. Because doing it daily when you're also trying to create content and have a bunch of fun, I know that's the point of the challenge, but a lot of artists do plan their sketches in advance. A lot of your professional artists do plan all of this. So, forgive me. But I do hope everyone enjoys. This was one of my favorites of this year. I love how detailed the mustache is. I do think this was one of my strongest pieces, and I love the India ink that I used. I did strive this year to stay away from color, and I think I was pretty successful. I only used colors as accents this year. This was day one. This was mustache. And then day two was weave. And those of you who are fans of video games, and as am I, those of you who are really into Metroidvanias will know Hollow Knight. So this is a little weaver, and given Silksong had just came out, and I'm still playing through it. I'm adoring the game. But yeah, so there's Hornet in the background with her little weaver right there, and some other little spiders, a bunch of webs. I had a lot of fun doing this one. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. I love a lot of these paintings. I think for this year, I think this is my strongest Inktober yet. So I highly recommend people actually participate in this challenge, because even if you don't think oh, well, I'm not that good at drawing, it is such good practice to get all of these prompts and just go through them. It is some of the most fun you can have, but you also don't have to do it every day. If it stresses you out, don't do it. Do what's right for you. But today's prompt, this was day 3. This prompt was crown. I really struggled to come up with an idea for this one. I vividly remember sitting there sketching ideas out at work, at home. Just nothing was turning out right. This was the best I could come up with. Some magical crown. Yeah, we don't have to spend too much time on that one. Ooh. Ah, yeah, I used Payne's Gray here. This prompt was murky. And this was a lot of, my inking pens. I have some, I use these. These are zebra fine liners. I actually really like these. They're more brush pens, actually. I got the idea from Scott Sava uses these, and I absolutely adore his portraits. I will say that. He's an incredible artist. I'm sure a lot of you know who he is. But yes, that was murky. This prompt was day 5, deer. I added way too much detail to this. This is not my favorite. I forgot to erase my sketch. It's not the strongest prompt by any means. It's actually definitely one of the weakest, but I think as an illustration, it's fine. It's a little wonky, but it's okay. And we have Pierce. I actually really like this one. It's just fun and kind of bloody. I really like how, I don't know, I just love how the colors just contrast very well against each other. But I adore black and red. It's one of my favorite color combinations. But yeah, no, I really like this. I liked the idea of someone being pierced by a bunch of arrows and a spear. This was funny enough, this was the first thing that came to mind, so maybe that means I'm a little morbid. But I do really like this one. And starfish! I actually like how this one turned out. I remember originally when I did this, I didn't really like it, but I do like how simple it is. It's very Like, it's, yes, you could call it plain, but I actually really like this one. I think it's fun. And then Reckless, I struggled to come up with an idea for this one, so I did just like the implication of someone being reckless. Say someone, you know, drinking, driving, or somebody combining drinks with pills. That's why, you know, the implication is there. I remember I actually used my keys. I pulled out my keys and used them as a reference to sketch that, because I didn't know how to properly sketch a set of car keys. And a lot of people now have key fobs. I figured a set of, like, true keys would do better. And then day 9 was heavy. Oh, I actually like this one. I'm trying to get better at drawing animals. So, this is good practice for me. So I know it's a little wonky, but I do actually like it. I like the implications. You can see ouch and the dog panting. You know, I think I did an okay job getting texture down. It could have been better, but I do actually like it. Day 10, sweep. I wanted originally to do like a witch sweeping, like a witch with like a magical broom sweeping. I couldn't get the sketch to look right, so I ended up doing something very simple. But because I was running out of time and I just wanted something out there, but I still don't think it's bad. It's very simple. This has got to be one of my favorites. I think this would look really nice for somebody as a tattoo. Like, this is something I could see someone having, like, on their arm. I really like this one. This prompt was Sting. And I remember I very much used my dip pen for this, which is just a calligraphy pen I bought from Hobby Lobby, if anyone wants to know. It was just a cheap set, and then I bought the speedball. I have speedball acrylic ink, but I also have the speedball nib holder, because it's a lot nicer to use than the one that came with my Hobby Lobby set. But I do prefer the nibs I got from Hobby Lobby, which kind of hurts. They don't rust like the speedball ones do, unfortunately. I need to take very good care of my speedball nibs for them not to rust. And no, this prompt was a lot of fun. I was looking at ideas of, like, hornets or photos of hornets and wasps, just bees and things, you know, things that sting. I also thought funny enough, I was thinking to, like, Hobbit as well, given that, you know, Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, rather, because you have Smeagol, who, you know, my precious, but also he sees the sword and he always says, Sting! So, I really like this prompt. I thought this was a lot of fun. But I do like that I landed on this idea. Day 12 was shredded. I had a lot of trouble coming up with something for this, but I did a kid in a shredded cloth, you know, waltzing around as a ghost for Halloween. Trick or treat. This one's rather pretty. I actually really I love the way the line work looks. It's very clean. I don't know. This is a lot of fun. My sketch didn't really... This blue pencil that I use at times does not like to erase very well, even when lightly pressed, which kind of sucks, but I still really love how this one turned out. Day 13 was drink. I actually really like this one. I think I portrayed that really well. I think I got it. I think I got the see-through effect pretty well. I've never drawn a glass before, so at least not in a very long time. I did it for school like years ago, but no, this was a lot of fun. This is good mental practice for sure. Day 14 was trunk. Yeah, I just did like a hope chest of sorts, like a wooden chest, really. I like the detail in this piece. I love how detailed the trunk is. I do think this turned out really nice. But that's really all I have to say on this. This was my first idea that I came up with, and I just went with it. And then ragged. I do think I kind of failed this one, because regardless of what I do, I always make everything, like, relatively symmetrical. And it was supposed to be ragged hills, which ragged hills are very unsymmetrical, so I kind of messed up, but I still think at the end of the day this turned into a very beautiful piece. I love painting scenery. You'll notice that in a lot of my work. I absolutely adore painting wooded scenery with, you know, forests, mountains, like just landscapes. So this was very up my alley, and I loved working on this. I love all the little ghosts I added. I actually used a bit of pearlescent paint, or pearlescent ink rather, for these guys. So yeah, no, I really like this one. And blunder! A blunder in a game of soccer. That was the best I could come up with, and I don't know how to play chess. I know you have a blunder in chess as well, but I'm not very good at that, so I don't know how to draw that either. So this was the best I could come up with. I struggled heavily to come up with an idea, but I think at the end of the day, this one turned out very nice. I love this black India ink. This ink from Speedball has got to be my favorite that I've ever used. And ornate. I think I failed. I really do. I was trying to do like a detailed mirror. The effects there, but I wish I would have gone in and I wish I would have like made it bigger and actually gone more detailed. So, I don't know. I do like how this one turned out. I love how simple it is. But I think given the prompt, I feel like I should have gone more detailed here. But I do think this was a lot of fun. And day 18. This one's probably my favorite. Deal. I really loved the thought of an unbreakable vow. Because I think we had just gotten done, my boyfriend and I, watching Harry Potter. And I just kept thinking back to the unbreakable vow and, you know, that Draco Malfoy does. And no, this is actually one of my favorites. I love how this turned out. I always draw very simplified people anymore. I try to get more detailed. I'm trying. I would need to study human, like, anatomy and character design again. It's been very long. But no, this is one of my favorites. I love the vines wrapping around the hands to signify it. A deal. So no, I think this one turned out very well. Day 19, Arctic. I love this blue ink. All this ink is from Speedball. I don't know if I said that earlier, but no, all of this ink that I use is Speedball acrylic ink. And I do love it. This one isn't. This was from a pen. But it's either Speedball ink or it's something from like one of my fine liners. But no, I really like this one. I tried to make it look icy, like a bunch of ice plateaus. I don't know if that's the right word. I don't think that's the right word, but you guys know what I mean, like nice icebergs and such. This is very pretty. And rivals! Yeah! I've been very obsessed with vines and vined creatures lately. At least during Inktober. Day 20. Fire versus Ivy. I really liked this one. I actually think this prompt turned out very well. So, again, very simple, very pretty. I wish I would have gone a little more detailed on his character. I think I was just in a rush. But I love this. Just fire versus this. Perfect. And day 21, Blast. I loved the idea of just I think an explosion is just far too fitting. But, no, I like seeing all of this. The perspective actually looks very nice. And I love seeing all these rocks go everywhere. I think this turned out very well. And day 22, this is... Ooh. I take back what I said about Deal earlier. This one's probably my favorite. I think this one's definitely the creepier one. One of the creepiest ones I did. I was thinking to Coraline. The button doll eyes. I also adore that film. Leica did an amazing job with it. But, no, I really like how this one turned out. I think this turned out very creepy, very, very well done, I would say. This is definitely one of my strongest prompts of the year. And day 23, Firefly. Fireflies flying around a forest. I don't think I need to say much else about this, but I had a lot of fun. I struggled. I was either gonna do this or I was gonna do fireflies in a jar. And originally I did like the composition of this more. I I don't know. I feel like I should have extended this out a little bit more and had it... I feel like I could have done something different, but I do like it. I think it's a cute prompt. Day 24, Rowdy. A bunch of ghostly kitties knocking things over. Oh yeah, oh, this one was cute. I love cats, so this one was very pretty. It's also very fitting for animals to be doing this. Day 25, Inferno. This one's beautiful. I just love the idea of like a fire starter. This is perfect. This one I really like. Oh, just love the bright colors. Day 26, Puzzling. How did these animals get into this predicament? Looks to me like the cat knocked a bunch of paint over and the dog decided to roll in it. But these animals look rather happy. You can tell the dog's a little upset. The cat just looks unfazed. So, I really like that one. Day 27, Onion. I wanted to do a character of an onion for this. I don't really have much more to say. I didn't know what to do for this one, and that was the best I could come up with. It turned out really nice, though. I actually really like this one. Day 28, Skeletal. You can see I like to think of it as some murderer has a bone collection. This is probably a real thing. Some psychopath has probably done this before. But I just really liked the thought of this, of having each bone for his victims is just labeled. So you have Tom, Kyle, Bobby, Sasha, and then miscellaneous because he doesn't remember who these belong to. So, I don't know, I feel like this was a lot of fun. This was definitely more, like, kind of morbid for me, but I do really like it. I think it's funny. And then, day 29 was Lesson. So I did How to Kill a Zombie. So here's a hatchet. Yeah, hatchet, spear, spike. Forgot what they're called. Just a wooden spike, I suppose. Something you would stab a vampire with in shows and movies. And then a bomb, of course, because, yeah, you know, that might work. But I just thought this was a very, like, funny prompt, more so. I like this one. I like how this turned out. I like the detail I added here. But, I think I got a lot better over the year. The years I've had doing this, I've gotten a lot better at cross-hatching and truly having a fun time doing this. And day 30 was Vacant. I did a very simple, like, vacant, broken into, smashed up house. I feel like I could have gone more exaggerated here. But this one was definitely a lot of fun. And then the final prompt was day 31, Award. And I really liked this. It's someone getting, like, an artist award or for something. Like, this one turned out very pretty. I'm very proud of this. But that's the Inktober for this year. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me flip through this. I definitely had a lot of fun making this, and I really hope you guys enjoy the video. So this is my first long-form video. I'm definitely new to recording voiceovers, so I do hope you guys enjoyed watching, and there will be some Christmas videos coming out here soon. I did paint a bunch of Christmas cards again this year. So I hope you guys enjoy watching this, and I hope you guys enjoy watching the content of those to come. So, enjoy!